Miss T.
Miss T.
Miss T.
Miss T. Miss T.
Miss T.
Miss T.
Miss T.
Miss T.
Miss T.
Can't wait for you to meet Miss T. She is the T in T.
And thank you for tuning back again to the Sweet Tea Time podcast. And I have such a tremendous sweet treat for you. I have another friend for the past, it's been over a decade that we've been rocking together. I have so much to share with you today. So if you haven't done so already, buckle your seatbelts, get ready for a very bumpy but exciting ride as I introduce one of my great friends and people that truly, genuinely inspire me, Miss Tanisha Hunter. Yay, yay, yay. Okay, so let me tell y'all a secret real quick. Okay, you ready for this? She's one of the most remarkable people. We didn't even have this podcast like arranged or scheduled or nothing like that. I literally learned that she was going to come and be here this afternoon. I said, get the cameras rolling. So we got to get her to tell her story. So you're in for a real treat. I find that most often when you do stuff like this, that's when the best stuff comes out of it. So first things first, just tell everybody who you are.
Well, my name is Tanisha Hunter, and I am a mother of 7 kids, and I am a funny and crazy mama. I don't care. I don't have no filter, which I'm working on. But everybody loves me. I'm a mother to all the kids in the neighborhood, adults, kids, even mamas and daddies. But yeah, that's who I am. I just love to have a good time.
That's so true. Okay, so really quickly, yes, you love to have a good time. Yes, you're the mother of 7 kids. But one thing that I don't know that most everybody knows, but they should know, is that we came from a very similar background. And what I've taught, what I train, what I try to help people understand is sometimes when you come out of really tough environments, it creates the most innovative, creative people who really end up changing the world. So tell everybody, tell us what you're from.
Well, I'm from San Francisco, California. Grew up in Daly City, as a little girl. But coming up, when I kind of got into my teens, I wanted to get a little feel of the hood. I don't know why. But it was so, my dad had ended up moving to Hunters Point, so I had became a Hunters Point baby.
You got to tell them what Hunters Point is, because we know what that is, but
Hunters Point is
I don't want them thinking that you was at the beach somewhere
right.
kicking it
Well,
all the
Hunters
time.
Point is a low income area, a lot of projects. They did have some cool condos where my dad had, but we were still in the hood. I was still around the hood kids. I was still involved with everything that happened in the hood. So that's how I came up. I grew up as a hustler though. At 12 years old, I had my first car. And the only reason why I knew...
Don't gloss over that. At 12 years old, you had your first car?
Well, yeah, because, we used to steal my daddy's car while he was asleep. And I'm pretty sure a lot of us done that before, right?
No!
Oh, no? Never? Oh, well, honey, we must have been some bad kids, because we was taking my daddy car, and that's how we learned to drive. He didn't even have to teach us how to drive.
12. Okay, all right.
Years old.
Wow.
Just growing up in the hood was just something else, because I kind of had learned things that I shouldn't have been doing. I was one of the biggest boosters in San Francisco. That was my hustle. I never sold drugs. I never did anything that was going to hurt anybody, but I did, break the mall's pockets. My dad, I was getting older, so he couldn't do the things that I wanted him to do. Because when you live in the hood, you see all these nice cars and just everything, and the nice clothes and stuff. So
but that's on people that are doing the kind of stuff that would hurt us, that would kill us. Like, yeah, they have those nice things, but what they had to do to get those nice things were different. So you didn't want to do that path. Right, so you took a different path.
Right. So I did my own path where I went in the store.
And wouldn't you say that that's your whole life? It's like you doing your own path.
That was my whole life for a long time.
But not just that particular experience or practice. Like you really, for as long as I've known you, you've always done your own path. It was never
always.
A no,
I was always the boss.
Yeah.
I was always the boss in whatever I did. I always had somebody helping me with something always. Everywhere I go, I have somebody that always wants to help me with something because I do treat people good. I don't take advantage of people. Anything that anybody do for me, I like to pay them because I feel that they work better when you pay them.
Oh,
No, I'm serious.
okay.
Now, if they working for free, they just gonna give you that minimum, and but they have other things to do. But when it's money involved, you're gonna get the better work done.
Change the value of the experience. You get a different experience.
Yeah.
To have that exchange.
Yeah. So just growing up like that, and I said 23 was my last experience. I'm 54 now, but thank God, records clear. Your girl then caught 4 felonies, but it got reduced to 1. I caught a big case, which changed my life. And I was pregnant with my son. And
which one?
Jaquan.
Okay.
Jaquan. And it was just so crazy because going through that experience, I said, never again. And I could tell you all the times that I did go to jail, every time coming up, because when you in the beginning stages, you ain't seasoned good, So I was going through little ups and downs, going to jail, back and forth. But God was telling me something back then, because every time I went to jail, I was always the one that stayed. I would see my friends leaving. Oh, Tanisha, I'm going. My mama came and got me. Oh, my dad bailed me out. But why was I always that one to stay?
So your parents never bailed you out?
One time he did.
Good parents.
Just one time. But all the time, it was me that stayed in jail. I knew God had something for me, but I wasn't thinking back then. But when thinking back on my life, he had something for me. And even I can get pulled over and got a warrant for a past crime case I've had. And guess what? I'm always going to jail. My friends go. Car get towed. I'm the one always going to jail. It was just me all the time, and I didn't understand it then.
When did you get understanding, though?
Huh?
When did you get understanding?
I got understanding when I moved to Sacramento, and my dad passed away. My dad passed away in 99, and then my life just changed. My husband moved to Sacramento. Then he moved us out there after that, and it was just crazy how the path just started. And but I had to get out of San Francisco.
Okay, so you had to change
Get
your
out of San
environment.
Francisco.
Yeah.
Change the whole environment.
Yeah.
And slow living, Sacramento.
But
I'm going to tell y'all something before I end the stealing situation, what I used to do. I'm already in Sac. We moved to Sacramento. Learning how to be broke, okay? My husband was a hustler. He sold dope. You know what I'm saying? And I was the lady with the clothes. So, it was just, it was good, right? But moving to Sacramento was crazy because everything changed. I tried to steal something. I was in Sacramento for about 6 months or so. And one day I was bored. So I went to the earring store and I was just looking around. I was bored. I decided to take 6 pair of earrings. And it totaled up when I added it up after everything happened. It was $70. So I leave after I'm stealing these earrings. So I left, got on the freeway. I'm driving. Bop, flat tire, right? So the flat tire, I'm like, damn, I knew I shouldn't have stole this. I know I shouldn't have. And I was already thinking like, God, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
But right when I got off that freeway and got to a gas station, guess how much the tire was?
$70.
$70.
Ha ha, that's funny.
That's when I knew God was on
100%.
my
100%.
tail. That's when everything sunk in for me.
100%.
When I knew,
look at that.
You are here for a reason. I have something for you, but you got to do this to get here to get it.
Yeah.
I had to change. My husband changed.
So you were never bailed out of the consequences of your actions, but you having to experience the consequences of your actions gave you visibility to the fact that God had something more for you.
Yes.
But he had your attention at this point.
Right.
So what happened after that? Okay, so you got the understanding that he had a bigger thing for you. You and your husband already relocated to Sacramento. At this point, you guys had 6 kids? When you moved to Sacramento?
I think I had 3.
You had three.
No, four.
Four.
Leon
Okay.
was the last in
Okay.
San Francisco.
Okay. So you have 4 kids relocated here to San Francisco. You got the message. Okay. No more of this lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
God's got his eye on you. He's got something bigger for you. Okay. I'm switching gears, Lord. Then what?
And then, first of all, my husband ended up getting a good job.
Mm-hmm.
First, he was job to job. When I tell you that man was walking
Yeah.
to work for $40 to feed us.
Wow.
And this was all in the beginning because he had to, he had to figure it out too.
Well, he had to change his lifestyle too.
Yeah, he had to change his lifestyle too.
Yeah.
So walking for that $40, it was crazy, but it was the respect that I had for him because what he did, these kids wasn't even his. The first three wasn't his, my first 3.
Yeah.
But Liana was there. So having a man like that, it really woke me up of wow, and it made me go hard.
Yeah.
Like, what am I gonna do next? I'm a transitioning booster.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And then coming up, got on Section 8 out here. I was lucky. I only waited 3 years, and I don't know how that happened. People don't wait on Section 8 for no 3 years with all these kids. I got it in 3 years.
Wow.
From there, I'm just figuring out kids dancing all the time at the house. Shaheem trying to figure out who he want to be.
Yeah, that's your oldest.
And that's my oldest child. That's Death.
Yeah.
And, he's dancing at the schools and he's dancing and doing all this stuff. And it's just crazy because that comes from his father. Rest in peace. His father was a dancer.
Yeah.
He used to break dance. He used to dance with the Demons of the Mines at Pier 39. He was one of the youngest.
That you met in San Francisco.
Yeah.
When you were young.
Yeah, in San Francisco. And so it was just crazy how he picked up those things from his father, but never met his father.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
Just in him.
Yeah. He was murdered at 19 years old. I was 6 months pregnant. And but just to see that happen, like as someone that came out, and to remind you, I was with Tajanique and Jaquan's dad. Shaheem wasn't even supposed to be here. That was a one-time fling.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that part.
Yeah, so me and their dad had broke up, and I had messed with Shaheem. I was fast. Yeah, I was a little fast right there. But, I messed with Shaheem one time, and I was messing with Quincy already for like 10 years.
Yeah.
Why? Well, I never got pregnant.
Yeah.
But I messed with Shaheem and got pregnant one time.
Wow.
That's why I know it's something spiritual.
Yeah.
Because he had a lot of girls.
Yeah.
Why me?
Huh.
Why me? Why was I chosen to bring him back?
Yeah.
So we feel like he came back as a renewal of him.
Yeah.
Because he was doing the stuff that Shaheem was doing, not in the caliber of how he's doing it, but he was working on what's the movie? Beach Street. But his group didn't get picked. They came second place up.
Okay.
But just by me being chosen,
Yeah.
out of all the women,
Yeah.
why me? And I was already with somebody else that I was going through some domestic abuse or violence with. But God sent me over here, sent him to jail, sent me over here. It was just something spiritual, sent me over here so that can happen. Then he can have a kid from me after, because we did get back together. I was scared, but it was for the last season, And then I ended up having Tajanique and Jaquan. And then everything that I used to go through with him went out the door. Like, it was weird. Like, I was supposed to have Shaheem, and it stopped all that stuff that I went through with the one that I was with.
Wow.
But just went to jail for hitting me.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. But then that's how I met Shaheem. Well, not met him, but ran into him.
Yeah. So
everybody had a crush on Shaheem. Yeah.
So then you met Leon,
Mm-hmm.
and you guys moved to Sacramento.
Moved to Sacramento.
And you had one more.
Yeah.
And he's changing his path.
He's changing his path.
You're changing your path. But you're trying to figure out your path as you discover the fact that you just have kids who just keep dancing.
Yeah. Yeah. So So as I, realized, wow, these kids won't stay still. I used to tell them, sit your down. Excuse my language, but that's what I should say. And then some told me, no, this is what you have. This is what I have for you.
Mm-hmm.
Look at them.
Yeah.
Look at them. Taking
Yeah.
mirrors out your closet.
Yeah.
Putting it in the living room, making their own dance studio.
Yeah.
But this is after actually going to a grocery store. It's funny. Going to a grocery store and my kids, I think it was Rainbow, OG Rainbow,
Yeah.
Mac Road.
Yeah.
And my kids was dancing in the store or whatever. And we seen this lady. Well, I wasn't there. I was outside. But this young lady, seen, name Abrea, seen the kids dancing. And she was talking to the kids. She was like, where's your mom? You guys are good. You guys need to be in the studio,
Yeah.
And then they came outside to look for me. I was outside on my phone and we were talking and she gave me a card. And I was excited too. I was like, oh my God, I think we found a dance studio for the kids. But the only thing is that I was worried because I know I couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I was just transitioning and from hustler to no hustler.
So
no
wow,
more.
that was at that point.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So with that happening, God was already on it. I was already going through steps, I feel. But it took me going to Sacramento.
So let me rewind for a second. You moved here, you had 4, you guys started transition, you had 2 more.
Mm-hmm.
Because by the time I happen to know that part of the story, the rainbow store part of the story, by that time you had 6, and I think you might have just had number 7 around that time.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was around the time that we met.
Yeah.
And the babies that were dancing outside of the store was
Shaheem and Keita.
Shaheem and Keita. And so we met through those 2. Technically it was 3 of your kids just being, phenomenal little, we love to dance. They weren't like trained traditionally dancers. They just enjoyed it. They enjoyed it.
Right. It's just something that they couldn't stop moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay. This young lady meets you outside of the store and she's like, listen, your kids, and she gave you a card. And then what?
And so I guess I don't know. We think we ended. I can't say we think. I know I ended up calling, and we had set something up, and we met Miss Tamara, which is Miss T right here, and it's just been on from there. And then of course I had other kids that wanted to come and dance, and so I think I had 3 with you.
There were 3, yeah, yeah.
Mango.
But it started with Shaheem, and then I think I begged for Tajanique.
Yeah.
I think I'm like, please, please, and then but Keita wasn't. He wasn't.
No,
one of the first ones. He was little. Yeah. He was 4, and we couldn't get him off your leg. Like he was just mama's boy, like to the core. So you had Vanna on your hip, and you had Keita on your leg. Damn. And so I remember begging for Tajanique, like please, and like and she's such attitude, like she has so much attitude. Yeah. But I love that about her. So and then working with Shaheem, when he came. You explained to me, and he tried to explain to me that the reason that he couldn't do these other groups was because of how poorly they treated him, because English wasn't necessarily his first language. And so I knew in order to teach him, I had to learn his language, which was sign language. And so I went back to school to study his sign language so that I could work with this kid, because you could see the talent. And then my sister says, oh yeah, he's out there with his ear, his things in his ear, and he's dancing. But then it's like, but he's deaf, so he's just faking this, just doing his stuff. And I said, but that shows you societally,
right,
and industry, how unaccepting we were to this particular talent, this kid. And I believe if it weren't for Shaheem, there would be no Keita the Great.
Right.
And so getting to this kid who he had the gift, he had the passion, he had the love, he just didn't have the dialect. And then we had to do things different.
You know why? You know why he didn't get the dialect to hear? Because he cannot hear no.
Hey.
In order to get him over that hump where his dad tried to get to, but something stopped him. Shaheem, they had to make sure Shaheem
didn't have the same trap.
You know
couldn't fall for the same trap.
Because that's why it also, Shaheem's dad is involved in this. For some reason, I had to connect with him to get to this. It's very spiritual. It's like, it's crazy, but it took that. I had to get to with Shaheem. It wasn't my plan. It just happened. I'm walking past his house.
Yeah. Wow.
Where you going, Tanisha?
Yeah.
Come on, let's smoke. Come smoke around with me. And that's how that happened.
So we connect, and then your kids are in a studio-like environment, and they start learning and growing. What did you know when you started to see their gifts unfold? Like, what did you know? And this is I think this is before, because I asked for Keita too, but before that, when it was just Taj and just Shaheem, what did you start to like know?
What came to my mind is when I remembered when I was a little girl. And I did everything. I did ballet. I was the only Black girl doing Tahitian dance in Ceremony Mall or Tanforan Mall.
Wow.
And I was the only Black girl. You know, I did shows, but you know, those things, those opportunities wasn't out there for, you know, back then like it is for the kids now, you know? And when I saw them dancing, that's what came back to me. Me dancing as a little girl.
Oh, wow.
And I said, you know what? This must be serious. My mom was a belly dancer. Really? So I know it's something. She was good at it.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, she was a belly dancer. So I just put it all together. I said, this is what we're supposed to be doing. But I didn't know how big it was going to get. I didn't know. I just knew we were just doing it, you know? But that's when I knew something can be of this, but didn't expect it to be what it became.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
So let's talk about the day that we're standing in the gym. And I'm, you know, I'm coaching the kids. I'm like, do it again. So hard, right? Then I look back in the back of the room. I see you standing there. You got baby on your hip. You got two of them in the car, and you got this one on your leg. And the one on your leg is doing everything that all the older
Taking it all in.
but he's doing the stuff. And I take a look and I say, Tanisha, walk right back to the back of the room. Tanisha, leave him here. You said, nah, T, he gonna cry. Because he didn't say more than 2 words ever. Like, but them eyes, you know, them big old eyes. So you just knew. But I just looked at her like, no, you gotta leave him here. And I think he was 4 or 5 at the time. He was little. And you said, okay. And for a week, he did. He wasn't, you know, he was emotional because he was so little, you know, in his mom's leg. But I could see it. And so I knew I couldn't coach him directly. And so I would tell Shaheem, when you guys go home, make sure when he comes back, he learns this. And I would tell him to teach him things. And without fail, he'd come back doing all the stuff. I'm like, oh God.
Yeah.
But again, it's rare. And I'm like you. But only difference between you and I is I never got a class because we didn't have no money and wasn't nobody taking me nowhere. Like just we didn't have that. I learned from Soul Train and MTV and Fame and all that stuff. So I didn't get it. But you had the benefit of that. I didn't have that. But I did know that, you know, we know. You know when someone has it. You just know when they got the thing. They got the thing. Yeah. You could talent scout. You could spot it. We could smell it a mile away. You know when someone has it.
Yeah.
And so I'm watching it, right? But you're unique. You have 7 kids. And of the 7, I mean, they all dance, but 3 of them had it. Like they had it. And so I'm watching the older one who's deaf, but he got it. And I had to, you know, develop him differently, but we got it.
Right.
And then the other one who had some emotional things she had to work through. Life was hard. She was a teenager, attitude things, but is so gifted, so talented, had it. And then there's this 4-year-old who's in the back of the room doing everything all my teenagers are doing. It had it. So of course now I'm like, okay, you talk, we're saying spiritual things, right? I'm like, God, she has 3 of them. Like she has 3 of them that have it. What do we do with this? And from that moment, you remember how we tag team, we tandem. I mean, he's got me putting I'm living in low income housing. I'm on welfare, putting everything I got behind these kids who I discover like there's 3 of them and they have
and not because I didn't have it, I couldn't afford it, and I was like shocked.
So
that the help.
Yeah.
You know?
But I didn't have a choice. So some people will see that and they will try to figure out how to capitalize on it. I didn't have a choice. I knew that the direction was coming from someone much higher than me to get these kids wherever their place was. And but again, it was a team effort.
Right.
So we were both a couple of girls from the hood with hustle. That was what we knew. We didn't know business. We didn't know strategy. We knew hustle. But we were putting whatever we had behind these kids.
Right.
So let's talk about like this.
Shout out to the mamas.
Shout out to the mamas and that again. Come on.
I'll never forget you guys.
Because we had so many people that, because I'm telling like, listen, no, like we got to get them the clothes. We got to pay the fees. We got to get flights. We got to do the stuff. I remember going through my divorce and taking the last of what I had in the bank to get you guys to your next step. So let's talk about the risk, because we could look at some of the things that you did to survive. You took risk. I mean, going in and stealing stuff and boosting and then reselling it, that's very risky hustle, like very risky. But we took that same skill and we applied it towards the future of these kids. I mean, you talk about risk taking. We took some risk and then you took more risk to get them, because everybody can look and see the big, wow, these kids are all amazing. These adults are all phenomenal. But I think it's important for people to understand that didn't come from nowhere. It wasn't a video that went viral that made them who they are.
Right.
It was you from back in the day, and then connecting with someone, a bunch of someones who could see these kids. And we all took a risk. You talk about investing. We all took a risk of investment, knowing that what we were looking at was necessary for the future of an entire industry.
That's why I couldn't work. I was blessed to have a husband that worked. And I didn't have to worry about anything but taking the kids to school, taking them to dance practice.
And parenting them and encouraging them and developing them.
But I didn't have, if I would have went to work, they wouldn't have had the opportunities. And so that was the hard part, but I had to clean up studios.
I remember.
And just so they can dance. So I sacrificed a lot. It was hard because I wanted to work. I wanted to go do stuff, but God had me so focused on the kids, and he kept it in my face. Kept it in my face. This dancing. Mom, look what we learned. Look what we did. Look at this dance. Battles. When I tell you out every day at my house, it was a dance, a battle.
Yep.
Yep. And I look at the old house we had, and I was like, oh, Lord, that house is... And then look at me, look at us now, like, wow. And it's a blessing to go back and look at that, where I came and where I'm at now, but I'm not where I'm supposed to be. I'm still working on myself.
Oh, we're going to get to that.
And now that my kids are all grown, it's like, oh my God, what just happened?
Yeah. Yeah. But let's go back to some of the risk taking though, because I think it's important for people to know that sometimes people say, oh, I want this in life and I want to do this. And they make these wild lists, but they don't understand what it takes. There's a price to pay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about, I would say, when Keita first really started to Nova, like he started to take off. I remember him, shortly for the audition for So You Think You Can Dance. That the life-changing experience for everybody. It was a life-changing experience for everybody. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah. Well, what's so crazy about So You Think You Can Dance? My husband was involved with that because the day of his birthday, he went in So You Think You Can Dance for audition tape. And and it was crazy because I was just like, it was so many kids.
But this was the first and only time
Yeah.
that So You Think You Can Dance ever did a
Only.
junior installment.
I-
Otherwise, it's all you got to be 18 and up. You got to be an adult. This was the
Man,
only time they did a kid
because I
one.
always said, dang, Kita was really one of the.
He was one of one.
And
They
even
even
at
if God
that
opened this
time,
thing up for him at that time.
and who was
it's-
dancing like him?
Nobody.
And it was crazy that, and I was like, dang, Kita needs to be known as one of the best dancers. He deserves that title because he's been dancing since
Of
a young
his
age.
time for sure, yeah. Legend in scrap.
And then when I didn't think he was gonna win, but he was shocking me. He was shocking everybody. I'm like, he never learned these styles of dance, but he learned it and he killed them all.
Yeah, yeah. But talk about what happened before that, because I think that people, they will misunderstand his tenacity. It was fed by something. And I want to bring that point out. But before he went there, you guys,
viral.
but you guys had a whole experience with his dad.
Yeah.
Like y'all had to go through something
Yeah,
really
we
hard.
had
You
to,
could have
yeah.
tapped out and not did any of that, and people would have understood because of what your family went through.
Right. When you have faith in God and you know that God has you, when I tell you, after my husband passed away, it's crazy. After he passed away, the next day, Keita was on a flight. And when I tell you, he kept us busy, where we didn't have time to think.
Yeah.
But we did. But it was a crazy experience, We had time with him, before he left. Yeah. We had time. Yes, we had time with my husband, at least a couple of months.
Because he got sick.
He had caught the H1N1 flu. And it was weird because we like, okay, none of us is sick.
Yeah.
But he had caught the H1N1 flu. And I'm thinking, I don't know if he got it from work or he liked to go work out.
Yeah.
But it was just a tragedy. It was a pandemic, I think, that came and it took like 36 people. And he was one of them. He was only 38 years old.
Unique.
Left me with 7 kids.
Yeah.
But we've always had dreams. It's like he kept us okay.
Yeah.
He comes to us. It's been a minute since he came to me because I feel he feels I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm good now. But it's seldom like the kids say, oh, I had a dream about daddy. We was playing football. Or, I've had a dream that he called me from heaven. Black boy head surfing some blue clouds.
Yeah.
Calling me, looking down on me, calling me. It's just like different stuff that comforts us.
Yeah. Yep. When you need it.
But and then as Keita, actually not too long ago, a few months after he went to the show, went to So You Think You Can Dance, and he won the show. He was there with a lot of over thousands of kids auditioned, and they took the top 10.
Yeah.
He won, and it was on my anniversary.
Yeah.
For my husband.
Yeah.
So not only he went on audition tape.
Yep.
On his birthday.
Yep.
But won it on my anniversary.
Yep.
That changed our life. We were cool. Keita was working. Keita's been working since 7, 8 years. I think 5 years old. He had his first job with you at the parade. Remember the parade?
I remember the parade.
And then Monsters of Hip Hop.
Yeah.
He won. I think that's how he really got seen.
So Monsters of Hip Hop is where we arranged for him to meet his first agent. And so you guys didn't know that going in, but I had called ahead. Monsters of Hip Hop, Andy Funk, fantastic guy. So whenever I would have a kid with it, Keita would be my third one that I sent. I said, Andy, I got another one, but it's like a family of them. And he said, get them here. And I'm like, well, where's here? And he said, Arizona. I'm like, Arizona? Like none of us was getting on planes or nothing like that back
I
then.
think that was one of our first
Arizona.
plane rides.
Yeah. But I knew I couldn't ask that of you. Like I could tell you we could get you there. So, I called a handful of the parents and I rallied them. And the only thing we couldn't figure out was the plane ticket. And so when I say that I emptied my account, again, this is me going through a divorce and me with 3 kids of my own trying to figure my life out. I knew that we had to get this kid to Arizona. And that, they got there, they did the battles, the outfits, everything was, they did all the things, but that's where we had him set up for his first agent. And so I know that they were critical as far as that part of his evolution is concerned. And so I know that, yes, at 5, he already had that in motion, but we knew that it's just so much bigger. But what I couldn't see was, so you think you can dance? Like, what? Because they never did a kid version of that before. That was the one and only time. So when you look at the big picture and you examine all the things you went through to get to it, that was a moment, but not just for him, for your entire family, like your entire family. So when you look at the landscape of your life, the fact that you were already willing to take a risk because you practiced it so many times, and the fact that you could see the gift in your kids, but the gift in your kids was the gift in you.
Everything they did is what I used to do. I used to like to do.
Yeah, but the timing of it, they took it to the level that the times demanded. So like it's I like to think of it like all of heaven opened up, and I know he could see the gift that you tried to do. You just you just did other things. But then they start to walk out the thing that was in you, on you, now in them, on them. And so when you talk about history being made, you and your kids have done that. When you talk about an industry being totally and completely disrupted and then impacted for the better, you and your kids have done that. When you talk about someone who comes from something so untraditional as it compares to industry, like you could see this sort of outcome in a kid that's been dancing in a studio who had the affordability for that kind of stuff for years. Of course, that's obvious. But these kids with a mirror in the living room and they all just like to dance with some lady who's in a gym of just, it's ghetto on top of ghetto, but we love it. Like sometimes you can't explain it in a way that makes sense. You have to open the door. Like, this is a miracle. It's a phenomenon. It's something that, that there's a separation, I think, that happens right now in the world where there are people that are groomed to do a thing, but then there are people that were predestined for a thing. And those people are starting to rise or being given permission to be visible. And again, when I say I say 3 because I know of the 3. I know it's more than 3. So it's something special about your tribe. And then when you look at, it's your tribe. People could ask a question, well, how? How in the heaven? Like, how in the heaven? I don't want to know my truth. But I think it's phenomenal. I think it's phenomenal. I think the story's phenomenal. The fact that, you're genuinely good human people. So it's not like a bunch of stars were born and then you're just tearing up the world.
It just happened that way. As long as I stayed focused and hey, you guys want to dance? Come on, and then it just kept it going because it was something that they loved to do. It was something I loved to do, but I must have planted the seed. So.
Talk about how many times you had to drive to LA for an audition.
Oh, shoot, for about what? Shoot, at least 10 years. What?
Yeah.
10, 12 years since Keita was like 8. Yeah. So as soon as he turned 18, I was good, Do a lot. I still did a lot of stuff with him. But, he got to the point.
You were still driving back and forth to LA.
Oh, yeah. Yes. No, but I was talking about for when Keita was working.
Of course.
That was the hustle.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Driving back and forth to LA.
Okay, so now you spent the past 10, 15 years driving back and forth to LA. He's exploding all over the place. Tell me some of the things that not just what he's done, but what have you done? What has your family done as a result of this door being kicked wide open?
Well, I think everybody was in their own worlds,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Because everybody looks at Keita as the, oh, Keita, but as Shaheem as well. But everybody had different things that they wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
I got a film
Yeah.
film director.
Yeah.
I have a fashion stylist.
Yeah.
Mango is still, pursuing her nursing or whatever she decides
You
to
have
do.
medical
But
career.
I got everything. And then I got 3 professional dancers. Now Savannah,
Yeah.
she's a jack of all trades.
Yeah.
She's the
No, wait,
last
you got to
one.
tell him she's the baby.
She's the baby.
So she took a page out of
So
everybody's
she's taking everything.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and she can do everything. She's been braiding hair since 5.
Mm-hmm.
Opened her own business at 12.
Wow.
And took it very seriously at 15.
Mm-hmm.
So that's her job.
Yeah.
So I don't even know how she got so good. And I'm
Yeah.
like, wait a minute, so you're like one of the best? She's like, yeah, because she stays booked.
Yeah.
Yeah. And but everybody is in transitioning stage right now.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
But wouldn't you say you are too?
I am one of the biggest in
transition.
transitioning.
Yeah.
Because my life has changed. Just imagine dealing with so much money.
Yeah.
And from 8
Yeah.
to 18 years
Yeah.
old,
Yeah.
I forgot about myself.
Oh, see.
You know what I mean?
I do.
I was just working for my
I
kids,
do. I remember.
doing everything, paying for 2 houses and doing everything, and forgot about myself in the process. So when Keita turned 18, oh, excuse my language, but life changed for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God. Not saying that I don't still manage him, okay? But if he don't work, I don't get anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So if it's a month and he didn't work, then that means a month that I have not got anything.
Yeah.
So that's how I survived.
Yeah.
From managing my kids. But I had to figure out what's next for me. I'm doing so much stuff for people just out the kindness of my heart.
Tell us about it.
Well, I'm helping a lot of people that's trying to get out there, young entertainers or dancers. I've even got a young lady that's written a book. But me, I'm just doing it, and I think I'm practicing. That's what it feels like I'm practicing because I'm scared to go full force because I want to be able to help somebody.
Yeah.
For real, like I helped my kids.
Yeah.
So if I can't help anybody, that's why I'm scared to take that position, because I want to help everybody.
Yeah.
I don't want to disappoint anyone.
There it is. There it is.
I want them to say, Mama, help me.
Yeah.
Mama, help me get here, because that's what I'm used to.
So what does that look like to you? Like, okay, so now I'm just going to paint a picture for you. So stay with me for a second. You've really issued into the world some of Hollywood's most sought after talent. They do anything from filmmaking to entertainment on stage to entertainment behind the scenes to all of the elements that makes for an entertaining experience. You've birthed those people. They really shifted industry. You've done that. Okay. And now I would say along the way, you've always done this, Tanisha, for as long as I've known you. You've helped other people. You've put people on, you've opened doors, you've educated people, you've connected people to opportunity, and you feed people, you invite people into your home, people that need a place to stay, you care for people in all different stages of life. So I've watched you do these things. So when you say something along the lines of, I'm afraid to disappoint people, one, I don't always know where that comes from. You know what I mean? I guess I could if I let my insecurity speak a little bit, because I'm in people service also. But that's one. But two, when do you allow you to see what you've done so that you can shift your identity into the person you already are? You're literally already doing it, but you're afraid to do it just in case you don't do it right. But if you look at what you've done, how much more right can you do it?
Because I just feel like people expect this, because they see what I've done. But I know that they expect, oh, maybe she can get me but it takes that person to,
Explain that.
you know, just being like, you have to want it. No one can want it more for you. Because I can talk to people and they'd be like, oh, I want you to do this. I want you. Well, I think, no, when I come up with an idea, it goes crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thoughts. I'm a Gemini, and that's why I'm confused on who am I?
Mm-hmm.
Because I have so many people. Which one of these people who am I supposed to be?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because I can do so much.
You're multi-talented, multi-potentialed.
Yes,
You
but
have
I
all
have to
these gifts and
pick that
talents.
right one.
Mm-hmm.
I do caregiving. I was gonna open up an elderly care home. There's so much stuff that I can do.
That you can do, but what?
Right? But what am I supposed
Yeah.
to be doing?
Yeah.
And that's the question for me.
Yeah.
So I want to be able to help people. I love not just helping people like get to the next level of life.
Yeah. Yeah.
They want to be in the entertainment. I can show them what it takes to get there. You just have to be consistent, and you have to want it, and you have to listen.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because I know what it takes to get there.
Yep.
But if you can't do these little things, it's just not going to work.
You're not going to make it.
And I lose interest.
Yeah.
Because I'm a hustler, so
Yeah.
I like to deal with people like-minded like me.
Yeah.
That's ready to go get it because I can make them successful.
Yep.
But I have to figure out, who am I? What am I supposed to be doing? I am going through a transition right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm even holding a women's cipher because at my house I had some OG friends I used to rap, but it turned into a show. That's just that God, that wasn't the plan.
Yeah.
But God put that on my heart. It's like
Yeah.
bringing women also together. Not only kids,
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
I've been through everything.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Still trying to figure me out.
Okay. Well, then I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
When you close your eyes and you see your dream of dreams, your
Mhm.
goal of goals, and you see you in it, like you've done some remarkable things. And you talk about transformation and shape shifting and becoming.
Mm-hmm.
You've done some remarkable things. But when you close your eyes and you look at her, what does she look like to you?
A businesswoman.
Okay.
A businesswoman. Doing what she wants.
Mm.
Traveling the world, helping people, inspiring people.
Mm.
Just her. Everything what I'm supposed to be.
Mm.
And I'm supposed to be a builder. I build people.
Yeah.
I lift people.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be speaking,
Mm.
but I be scared too sometimes. I'm supposed to be that person.
Yeah.
A builder, speaker.
But you are that
reaching
person.
the world.
You are that person.
Helping others,
You
parents,
are that person.
kids.
You are that person.
Mm-hmm.
You are that person.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do this. You're looking back on the young lady who was hustling and boosting clothes and selling stuff and trying to find herself. And what advice would you give her? Like, what would you say to her?
Man.
If you could go back and grab her by the shoulders and look her in the eyes, what would you say to her?
Who are you? What do you like to do?
Mm-hmm.
What is your passion? School.
Mm-hmm.
I would tell her, go to school, figure it out. You're young.
Mm-hmm.
You have time. Don't wait till you're old.
Mm.
You're going to stay here if you don't figure it out.
Mm.
Go get into something. Keep yourself busy so you don't have to go through these things.
Yeah.
You don't so the devil won't keep coming into your mind and say,
Yeah.
you know what? Go do this.
Yeah.
It's easy and it's fast.
Yep.
But it's easy and fast. You want to be successful. You want longevity, baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
That quick $20, $30, $50, whatever it is, that's only for the second.
Mm-hmm.
What you gonna do for the now?
Yeah.
Future.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you this because I've been through this.
Yep.
And I started late. But I had to go through some things to get here.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you have to go through some things too. But if I didn't go through those things, I wouldn't have realized what God had for me.
There you go.
You know?
There you go.
So I feel sometimes we have to go through things
Mm-hmm.
to shape you,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
you know?
Yep.
So I broke a lot of curses
Mm.
in my younger days.
Yeah.
Broke the curses.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now my kids don't have to go through that.
Come on.
You know? So I'm trying to teach them always. It's always something to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We got to figure it out as a whole, because I told them now everybody's doing their own thing, but we got to come together and figure out a family situation.
There you go.
We have done so much. Everybody's just doing their own thing, but God is already bringing it back together.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because of the transitions, everybody's going out on their own.
Mm-hmm.
If y'all didn't know, I have 4 kids that live together in a house in LA. And I know a lot of people ask how they do it, because I brought them up that way. We came up as a close
unit.
family.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why they were able to do that.
Yep.
But a lot of people like, wow, how did they? Yeah. So that's just, I like family. You know what I mean? That's what I'm also about. And also I like to talk about to have a strong family. Keep everybody together and keep everybody busy.
Mm-hmm.
And letting them do the things they love to do, not what we want them to do.
Yeah.
You want to have successful kids? Trip on what they do now.
Yeah.
I don't care if they're 4, 5, 7, 8. Look at what they're doing. See what they like to do. And that's where you start off.
Yeah.
That's where you start off.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're not forcing something on them.
Mm.
A lot of people say you can't make it as a dancer. Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
Yes,
it's
you
just
can.
how you do it. You
That's
gotta
right.
you gotta support them.
Yep.
To the fullest.
And then I think too, and this is just something that I've wrestled with personally.
Mm-hmm.
Make it as a dancer. Like, I would say that you've redefined what that is.
Mm-hmm.
I've redefined what that is.
Right.
Like, I'm sitting on, all the things that I do.
Mm-hmm.
But it started with just street dance.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that, yes, being open, but also being willing to redefine what can you make out of this one little seed called dance. There's so much. So we've reshaped, redefined industry with that.
Right.
So just getting people to even consider the fact that everything don't always have to go this way.
Mm-hmm.
This way, no one's ever gone.
Mm-hmm.
So just even having the courage to do something totally different that don't look like it's connected at all.
I get so many calls and stuff, and I feel so bad because sometimes it gets overwhelming. But if you guys are looking at this, don't think I'm ignoring you. I'm just trying to figure out some things. But I get a lot of, can you help me with this? Can you help me with that?
Yeah.
And I have to figure out a structure where I can do that.
Yeah.
And
how to multiply yourself.
Yeah.
Because again, why am I doing this podcast? There are people that we're going to reach, you're going to reach, that how are you going to reach everybody one-on-one? They calling you, but like, you can do this. Now the broadcast goes out, the people get the help. They get you, they get the piece of you that they need, they get the advice that they need, they get the energy that they need. But figuring out how to multiply yourself is important.
Right.
Again, writing the book. Like, I would go into the juvenile hall. You would travel places where sometimes you're only there once, but you still want to help the people that are there. So you figure out the different ways to multiply yourself. Now, you did something. You had 7 kids. I had 3, and I was like, this is good.
Yeah.
But you had 7.
Yeah.
So that duplicity process, I think that sometimes as high-powered, high-performing women, you can think that, okay, how do I do everything?
Right. So one of the things what I did in the house with my kids is that we interviewed all the time. It was a game that I liked to play. And it was just something that I did, but I didn't know what I was doing. I was just having fun.
Yeah.
So I lined them up and we did it every day.
Wow.
Oh, every last one of my kids can get fired and go get a job the next, because they're good at interviewing. They
interview well. Yeah.
So we practiced that every day. It was a game. And then I also did cooking.
Yeah.
Okay, let's act like we're cooking show.
Yeah.
Let's cook.
Yeah.
And I kept him busy like
Yeah.
that. And I feel if we start like really putting our time with our kids and doing stuff like what we see on whatever, like everyday life, they see it on TV, cooking shows or whatever, but we're actually acting these things out and just, okay, let's cook. Now I'm doing it with my grandkids.
Oh, I love
And they
that.
just seem like there's just so more energetic and
Yeah.
ready, you know? So, and very character, just personality
Yeah.
is just off this roof. And
Yeah.
they love being around their grandma. I'm the fun grandma.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go to grandma's house. No, grandma. So I'm her, so I have to dance.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
It's starting all over.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, grandma, let's do a video. I had to get my baby some cowgirl boots because
Aw.
she'd seen me dancing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You're the leader. You're the matriarch.
Yeah.
You're you do edutainment.
I'm an entertainment.
Yeah.
I gotta have entertainment.
But it's
every day.
education connected with
Yeah.
entertainment. It's
Yeah.
edutainment because you're
Yeah.
always teaching something in a very entertaining way.
Yeah.
And people, but if you think about it, you think about our culture,
Uh-huh.
that's really how we do it.
Yeah.
Like if you go back to 12-year-old you was probably doing this same thing with your friends would all get together.
Right,
You're like,
having
okay, go
fun,
soul
just-
train line
right.
or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
we grew up doing it. All my friends
Mhm.
will tell you, Tanisha always had us doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was me. But yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you to give 3 pieces of advice and to a specific woman.
Mhm.
Okay? This woman, you know, she's raising her kids the best she knows how. She doesn't always have a way to make ends meet. She wants to be something special. She wants her kids to be something special. And she just needs a little something to push her over the edge into that bigger, better, best. What are 3 things that you want to tell her to help her, you know, fall into more, to better?
So number 1, they're gonna find out what they love.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna study it and do it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're gonna stay consistent at it.
There you go.
Those are your 3 things.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, do you ever feel like, what do you do when you feel like,
You can't do it.
yeah, when it's a lot? What do you do?
Well, what I do when I feel like it's a lot, I would pray first.
Yeah.
I pray.
Yeah.
And then I feel like if you have a connection with God,
Mm.
He will help you.
Yep. Yep.
And He'll help you figure it out, even if you're being stubborn and you know what you're supposed to do and you keep running, something like me.
Yeah.
That I have to start listening
Mm.
and I have to start doing it.
Yeah.
And I'm not just talking to the people. I'm going through my stuff too.
Sure.
You know? So
Yep.
I'm not perfect. Don't look at me as I'm perfect. 'Cause I'm
That
not.
part, like, man, could we
I'm
all
not
just
perfect.
get that? Yeah.
I
Yeah.
go through things like everybody else, but
Yep.
the difference for me, I stay strong and I stay busy.
Yeah.
I find something to do that I love to do.
Yep.
And even if I'm not even getting paid, I'm still doing it because I love to do it.
And you find that helps you through the moment of challenge or the moment of like,
Yeah.
that's important.
It's
Stay
something
busy.
that I'm doing.
'Cause I hear you say that. You keep saying that over and over again. And I think
Yeah.
people may miss the value of what you're saying when you keep saying stay busy, stay busy, stay busy. I find that inactivity is when that kind of stuff can settle on you, or you can get complacent, or you can stop achieving, or you can get depressed. But
Stay
you keep
busy.
saying stay
To
busy.
keep your mind busy.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what helped me through a lot.
Yeah.
Even losing a son, a husband. I had to stay busy,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Because we all have to go through this. It's how we deal with it.
There you go.
Is it going to lift us up or is it going to bring us
It's
down?
gonna bury you
I gotta
too.
stay up,
There you
baby.
go. There you go.
I still got more life in me.
There you go. There you
know?
go. And even knowing that,
Yeah.
like you could even look at the situation that you're in now. Like you're in your process of transformation and rediscovery, but you know it's a lot. You just raised 7 kids. Like of course you got to figure all that out. I
Yeah.
raised 3 kids, and I'm just like, who am I now if I'm not dropping somebody off, picking somebody up, making dinner, doing groceries, doing all the stuff? Like who am I now? I'm great now.
Right.
Like holy cats,
Yeah.
I'm so great now.
Yeah.
But the process of discovering that was a serious process. And you're right, to your point, you had to stay busy doing all the things, doing all the
That's what I mean. That's what I did.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if sometimes some people can't get up and do anything, but some way, somehow, you got to find the
something.
strength.
Yeah, go for a
You
walk.
got to
There's
find the
something.
strength, and you just got to get up
Yeah.
and do it.
Yep.
That's all it takes.
Yeah.
Even with me, I'm talking to myself.
Yeah.
Tanisha, it's time.
Yeah.
Get up and do it. It's time to grow up.
Ooh.
I've been a big kid for a long time. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, it's time. Now I'm talking about myself.
Okay.
And I know what I did for my kids.
Mm-hmm.
I know I can do it for myself. I just
Here
have
we
to put it in.
Here
I just have to release the scaredness. And that brings me to the book, The Risk of Being Seen, by Tamara, Miss T. Sandfire. Okay? That part. So this is going to be very good for me, you know, to read. So, because
Just so you know, we didn't script that. She did that.
I know,
on her own.
and I actually just had this book on my lap because I don't know, I just stayed with me. So
You did.
yeah.
So thank you for joining us. Thank you for consuming all of this. Thank you for, you get a front row seat at a conversation that, I get to have with remarkable human beings that God finds it fit to merge my path with. So, this young lady and I, we've walked a walk, and we've seen some very special things unfold as a result of two unlikely people doing unlikely things, taking risks because we so believe in the people around us. So I hope that this inspires you to take a risk, to love, to give, to get busy,
That part.
and allow yourself to evolve into whoever it is that you believe that you are called to be in this time. So thank you for tuning in. Make sure
Yes.
you like, subscribe, follow, all the things, and share this. If this inspired you, if this encouraged you, send it to somebody else that you know may need inspiration and encouragement. Until then, we'll see you next time
Yes, baby.
on Sweet Tea Time.
Bye-bye.